Welcome to the session. Topic of this session is trends in output growth in agriculture. You are aware that after independence, the country was facing severe shortage of food grain to feed our population, and the country, followed the multifaceted strategy to meet this challenge of meeting the requirement for food grain and other agricultural produce in the country. Actually, we followed the both backward and forward linkages, and we have developed the support system for the forward and backward linkages. We have provided the modern farm input such as yielding variety seeds, the chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Then we have developed the irrigation infrastructure, and on the other hand, we have also followed the policy of providing the remunerative prices to the farmers, so that the farmers are encouraged to grow more crops to produce more. And such type of policy has brought a encouraging outcome in agriculture sectors. We made spectacular growth in agriculture sectors, and now we are the food grain surplus country, we can say. And on the other hand, we have also followed areas and the strategy in different directions to have a holistic development in agriculture. We have also focused on the rural development strategy. So the growth in the agriculture sectors or farm sectors also have influence on the development of the rural sectors. So in this session, basically we will be discussing about the trend in agriculture sector, particularly in the principal crops, the horticulture crops, the livestock sectors growth. Then we will also try to establish a link between the output growth in agriculture sector and the rural development strategy we followed in the country. So we have the country has made a spectacular progress in the agriculture after post green revolution period, and there are expansion in the area, yield as well as the production, and in the growth is there in all the sectors, subsectors of agriculture, crop, horticulture, livestock, and there are various subsidiary enterprises of the agriculture sector. So in this session, basically we will be learning about the growth trends in agriculture output over the years, and basically we will be covering the growth of gross value added, that is GDP in agriculture sector, then growth in the food grain production, horticulture production, livestock output production. Then we will also have a little bit understanding about the marketing aspect of the agriculture produce, and also we will try to establish a link between the farm sector as well as in the rural development strategy we followed. So let us first understand the growth or the trend in the GDP, gross domestic product. Nowadays we call it as a gross value added, and this data is given for the current prices, and we have data here from 2014-15 to 2019-20, and in the value, absolute value of the gross value added of agriculture and allied sector, data is given in the crore rupees. So it was 20,93,612 in the year 2014-15, which has increased to 30,47,187 crore rupees in the year 2019-20. So at the current prices, we can see there is a 1.5 time growth in the last 5 years, we can say, in the gross value added from agriculture sector. But when we compare the share of the agriculture sector to the national GDP, the share of agriculture is declining. At the time of independence, the share of agriculture in the total national GDP was more than 50%, and it has declined to 18.2% in the year 2014-15, and it has further declined to 16.5% in the year 2019-20. But the percentage share of agriculture is declining, but the absolute amount of the agriculture GDP is increasing over the area. And when we see the contribution of various subsector of the agriculture, like the share of the crop sector, it is 11.2% in the year 2014-15, which has reduced to 10%. And then share of livestock in the total GDP, which was 4.4% in the year 2014-15, which has increased to 4.9%. So share of the livestock sector is increasing in the agriculture GDP as well as the national GDP. Then we have the share of the forestry around 1.2%, and then share of fishing which is also around 1.1% in the year 2017-18. So absolute share of agriculture, absolute amount of agriculture GDP is increasing, though share is declining in the national share, because there is a growth is more in other sector of the economy. And here we can see the growth rate of the gross value added from the total economy as well as in the agriculture and allied sector. In the year 2013-14, the growth of GVA of the total economy was 6.1%, which has increased to 7.2% 14-15, and there was an 8% in the year 2015-16, and in the year 2019-20, it is estimated that it will be around 4.9% in the year 2019-20 at the constant prices, that is 2011-12. On the other hand, the growth in the agriculture GVA, which was 5.6% in the year 2013-14, and we have achieved the maximum 6.3% growth in agriculture GVA in the year 2016-17, and in the year 2019-20, it is expected that the growth is 2.8% in the agriculture GVA. So there is a constant growth is there in the agriculture sector. It was in the year 2014-15 minus 0.2%, because agriculture is depend on the various agroclimatic condition, biological factors. Sometimes there is a decline in the agriculture production also. And now here you can see the growth, or the information about the area, production and yield of the food grain crops, total food grain crops. And also we have brought here the area under irrigations in percentage term. So the area under the food grain crops has increased from 97.3% in the year 1950-51 to 123.9 million hectare in the year 2018-19. And here you see the area increased up to 1970-71, that was 124.3 million hectare. And after that you can see here there is not much increase in the area under food grain. It almost remain constant around the more than 123.9. So we can say around 125 million hectare area remain after the year 1970-71. So there is not much scope to further increase the area under food grain. But the production has increased manifold. The production of food grain was 50.8 million ton in the year 1950-51, which has increased to 285 million ton in the year 2018-19. So there is a we can see around 6 times increase in the production of food grain. And this increase in the production of food grain is due to mainly the increase in the yield. And here you can see the data that we were having the yield of 522 kg per hectare in the year 1950-51, which has increased to 2,299 kg per hectare in the year 2018-19. So there is a manifold increase in the yield. That's why despite the area is constant under the food grain, but the production is increasing due to increase in the yield. And the other major contributing factor in the yield is the the area under irrigation, and area under irrigation is increasing continuously. And in the 1950-51 we were having only 18% area under irrigation, and as per the latest statistics available for the year 2015-16, the area under irrigation in the agriculture sector is 52.62%. So there is a continuous increase in the irrigation area. So that's why the productivity of agricultural land is increasing. That's why there is an increase in the agriculture production. And here you can see the major states who are contributing in the agriculture production. In case of the rice, we have total production of 116 million tons in the year 2018-19. So for in that, the West Bengal is the maximum contributing states, then Uttar Pradesh and Punjab, they are the other major producing state for the rice. In case of the wheat, we have total production of 102.19 million tons, and the major states are the Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and the Madhya Pradesh. In case of coarse cereals, that we sometimes call as a nutri-cereals, so here total production is 43 million tons, and Rajasthan is the maximum contributing state, then Karnataka, and followed by the Madhya Pradesh. In case of the total pulses, we have now 23.40 million ton production in the country. So in case of the pulses production, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, these are the three major producing states for pulses crop. And when we talk about the total food grains, so three major states which are contributing in the food grain production is Uttar Pradesh, then Madhya Pradesh, and then the Punjab. And when we talk about the oil seeds, we have total production of 32.26 million ton, and in that the Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Maharashtra, these are the three major states which are contributing in the oil seed production. And in case of the sugarcane, the Uttar Pradesh is the maximum contributing state, then followed by the Maharashtra and Karnataka. And when we talk about the cotton cash crop, the Maharashtra, Gujarat and Telangana, these are the three major states which are contributing in the cotton in the country. Now we will move to the growth trend in the horticulture crops or in the horticulture sectors. And because horticulture is a very important sector in agriculture, it helps in improving the productivity of the land. It also add in the employment, because there is a lot of opportunity for job and adding additional job in the horticulture sectors. And then it also help in improving the economic condition of the farmers and entrepreneurs, because the horticulture and the livestock, they provide a regular source of income to the farmers. And then we have the enhancing export opportunity through the horticulture crops, and basically the horticulture crops also have important role to play in providing the nutritional security to the our people. So basically horticulture sectors, we include the fruits, vegetable, spices and floriculture also. They all together contributed about 33% of the GDP of the agriculture sector. And here you can see the production data, area production data and productivity data from the horticulture crops. And data is given from the 1991-92 to the 2018-19. Here you can see the area under fruit crops has increased from 2.9 million hectare in the year 1991 to the 6.6 million hectare. So here again you can see the area is almost constant, about 6.5 million hectare in the fruits, but the production has increased a lot. It was 28.6 million ton in the year 1991-92 to it has increased to 98 million ton in the year 2018-19. So there is a tremendous increase in the fruit production. And in case of the vegetable also, now the area is almost constant around 10 million hectares, but the production of the vegetable is also increased a lot. It was 58.5 million ton in the year 1991-92, and it has increased to 183.2 million ton in the year 2018-19. And in case of when we talk about the total horticulture production, there is a tremendous growth in horticulture production. The area under horticulture crop was 12.8 million hectare in the year 1991-92, and it has increased to 25.4 million hectare in the year 2018-19. So here again you can see the area under horticulture is almost constant now, around 25 million hectare, but the production is increasing of the total horticulture crops, and it has increased from 96.6 million ton in the year 1991-92 to 310.7 million ton in the year 2018-19, and the productivity is also increased a lot from 7.56 ton per hectare to the 12.23 ton per hectare in the year 2018-19. And in case of the flower production, we have the 2.9 million ton production in the year 2018-19. In case of the plantation crops, which is another part of the horticulture crops, so we have 16.3 million ton production in the year 2018-19. And in case of the spices crops, we have 9.4 million ton production in the year 2018-19. So there is a good growth in the horticulture crop production we can see here. And when we see the composition of the horticulture crops, in terms of the production of the horticultural crops, we found the vegetable, they accounted about 58% or 59% to total horticulture production, then followed by the fruit crops, that is around 31%, and the plantation crops, they occupy around 5.3%, and the spices crops, they have around 3% share in the total horticultural production. Now we will move to the growth trend in the production of the livestock output, and they are another important component. Livestock is another important component in terms of providing the share in the agriculture GDP, as well as providing the income opportunity to our farmers. So gross value added from the livestock sector has increased from 4,87,751 crores in the year 2011-12 to the 10,43,656 crores in the year 2017-18. So there is a continuous growth in the livestock GVA, gross value added from the livestock sectors, and the share of the total livestock sector in the total GVA is around 5.09% in the year 2018-19, and the milk availability in terms of per capita milk availability has increased from the 233 gram in the year 2004-5 to 394 gram in the year 2018-19. So there is an annual growth of the milk production in the year 2018-19, which is 6.47%. And here we can see the data on the milk, milk production. There was 44 million ton production of the milk in the year 1985-86, which has increased to 187.7 million tons in the year 2018-19. So we are the largest milk producer in the world. In case of egg also, the production has increased a lot, and there was a 16.1 billion number of egg production in the year 1985-86, which is increased to 103.3 billion number of eggs in the year 2018-19. And in case of the wool production, it is now started declining trend, but it was 39.1 million kgs in the year 1985-86, which has slightly increased to 40.4 million kg in the year 2018-19. Now we will move to this, see the marketing pattern of agriculture production, because output is very important, the production is very important, but the farmers realize the income basically after the marketing of the produce, and there are different methods of dispose of the surplus produce by the farmers, and there are different methods of selling the farm produce by the farmers, and the most common or the older way method, and was the village money lender come traders are there in the villages, in the small villages, and they buy the produce from the farmers for their own, or they also purchase the farm produce from the farmers as an agent. And the another way of selling the produce in the village area is the weekly village market, hart, or sometimes annual fairs we have in the villages, where the crop produce as well as the livestock, they are sold in the market, in the harts, in the fairs. Then the third most important, and which is available, which is followed by the most of the farmers, is the mandis in the small or large towns. And basically they are mandis are located at a distance from the farmers, and a distance of several kilometers are there from the farmers to the market area, that is the mandi. And basically farmers carry their produce to the mandi, and in the mandis there are brokers or dalals are there. They help the farmers to sell their produce to the wholesalers, that is known as the artiyas. And in these artiyas or wholesalers, basically they can sell their produce to the retailers, or they can sell their produce to the flour mill, or they can sell their produce to the processing units. They have different options to sell. And in the process of marketing, the government are making different efforts to improve the agriculture marketing practices. So government is trying to build the warehouses in all towns and mandis to keep the produce, the farmers can store, the traders can store the produce and to sell after some period of time. And also the government is promoting the cooperative marketing system, or they also promoting the cooperative processing societies in the villages or towns. And lot of emphasis is there on the construction of the rural godowns. And rural transport system are being developed to facilitate the easy transportation of produce from the villages to the market yard. And different regulated market are being organized, and under the guidance of the Director of Marketing and Inspections. And then the government also provide the minimum support prices to the farmers to give a kind of price insurance to maintain the remunerative income to the farmers. And presently government is doing lot of digital activity in the agriculture marketing, and the eNAM, the National Agriculture Market have been established. So more than thousands number of mandis have been connected through digitals, and the farmers are allowed to sell their produce in different markets, and they can see the marketing, they can see the price of their produce, and they can sell in the other market. And now we will see how the agriculture production, or the agriculture production or output of agriculture affect the rural development strategy. So let us first define what is the rural development strategy. So basically rural development is a strategy to enable a specific group of people, the rural people or the rural poor women or men, to gain what they want and what they need, and basically the purpose to help the poorest to demand and control more of the benefit of rural development programs. So basically through rural development strategy we create special programs to benefit the poorest of the population, to help them to meet their requirement, to give special support so that they can benefit from the government programs of their development. And this rural development programs not only include the people, rural peoples or women, but also include the small scale farmers or the tenants or the landless and the agricultural workers to get the support through the rural development strategy. And basically the basic purpose or basic activity what we do in the rural development programs, we provide some jobs and we increased income generation opportunity in the rural areas for this unprivileged persons or society in the country. And actually we want to make available the quality rural living through the increased and improved community services through the rural development programs. So it is very rural development programs are basically very wide ambit of rural development, and basically it connotes the efforts to increase the productions, to create the opportunity for saving, credit and investment in the rural areas, and also it involves the rooting out of this fundamental cause of poverty, disease, ignorance in the society. And they are very important, the rural development programs, or they have paramount objectives like to ensure improved condition of the life in all rural area, so that the more people have to the desire or an opportunity to remain in the rural area. And there is a lot of impact from the agriculture development in the rural development activities, because agriculture development is a subset of the rural development, because there is a farm sector and non-farm sector, both the sectors are there. So that's why the rural agriculture development is a part of rural development strategies. And we have made tremendous growth in the farming sectors. We have just understood that, and the area and so on has increased more than once. The increased cropping intensity is there, and the net and gross irrigated has increased. There is an increase in the use of the improved seeds, fertilizer, pesticides and credit, and there is also increase in the mechanization on the possession of the livestock wealth. And also there is a lot of development in rural infrastructure, though there is a decline in the operational land holding size over the period of time. So, but we have achieved a remarkable growth in the the output of the principal crops, the livestock, the fruits and vegetables, and we have also done good in developing the input and output market across the regions and states. And basically we have followed this seed, water, fertilizer policy that is called as a Green Revolution policy, which ushered a revolution in food production in India and made country the food self-sufficient. And apart from the agricultural development, there is a regional influences which exist across the economic classes and regions. And actually we have observed there is some of the states, they have developed faster than the other states, and rural people basically with better resources endowment, they could reap the most of the benefit of the modern agricultural technologies. And sometimes we have observed there is this gap between the resource poor and resource endowed people. They are increasing over the period of time across the region, and that's why the fruits of modern agriculture technology are not equitably distributed among the whole section of the society. So this is sometimes we can say problem with the agriculture development. The resource rich peoples, they benefited more compared to the resource poor people. And now we can sum up that we had rapid agricultural development in the country due to the availability or making available the modern agriculture technology to our farming society. There is a tremendous growth in the production of food grains, oilseed, cotton, sugarcane, fruits, vegetable, milk, egg, meat and fish. But we have observed there is a regional influences in gaining the economic benefit, economic returns among the classes and regions. So actually we need to develop some strategy to fulfill, to complete this gap between the different sectors and different region in the society. Thank you very much.